Gas station log. It is May 6th, 2018. They called me into work at 10 o'clock. The joy. I'm going into work a 10-hour shift today. Woo, that'll be fun, right? Alright, let's go. Rock the gas station. Gas station log. It is May 6th. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. They had to shuffle some scheduling stuff around today, and they had no one to work the gas station this morning. I have a feeling that's going to start happening fairly often, because there's only 3 of us, and one of us is only available 2 mornings a week. The other one of us doesn't ever want to do anything, which leaves me. I'm going to have to find some way of learning to get up in the morning. So I'm pulling a double today. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and I'll be here until 8 o'clock tonight. Gas station log, it's 11:30. We're all clean out there, that's for sure. I decided to start today. I wiped everything down, I emptied my garbage, picked stuff off the ground. We're starting with a clean slate today. So if I have any garbage tonight, will have only been accumulated today, so. Apparently people come down here and dump garbage in the garbage cans in the middle of the night because, let's see, did I work yesterday? Yeah, I did. I closed last night, so. And there was garbage in there that was not there last night, so all the garbage is empty, everything's wiped down, looking good. Yeah, we're running a tight ship today, buddies. I'm getting hungry. I don't think Tina can get here fast enough with some food. Alright, we're rocking and rolling. Yay, buddies! Gas station log, it is 12:30. I got me some lunch. Tina brought me some food. I had 2 of those mini chicken quesadillas. Those are awesome. I got a beefy Fritos burrito. And yay, coffee! Yay, coffee is my buddy. Yay, buddies! Coffee is my buddy. So I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm loving the morning air, and I forgot how much I love mornings and being at work and working a morning shift. There's a magic in the air in the morning that isn't there in the afternoon or the evening. It's a different energy and I love it. I honestly feel like this is God preparing me for next Saturday morning. So they went and scheduled me for a morning shift on Saturday, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can do that. And I'm sitting here, and I've been like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Jesus. And I honestly feel like today, they called me, and they're like, hey, we don't have anybody to open the gas station. Can you come in early and work a double and whatever? I'm like, okay, sure. I honestly feel like this is God showing me, hey, you can work that Saturday morning shift, and I'll be there to help you, and it'll be awesome, and it'll be fun. Watch. And the 2 things I love the most about working morning shifts, they're the magic in the air, the fresh air. The air is fresh, and it's maybe got a chill crisp to it, and I love it. It's the morning, and I just love it. And the second thing I love about it is you get off of work at like 2:30. You've got the rest of the day to do whatever you want. It's great. I love it. Yay, buddy! This is the best. The boogie flew in here, and the alien, hi, I'm a skateboarding alien, and I crushed it. Crushed the buggy with the alien, that's my alien buggy. Hi, little buggy, are you trying to get up? Struggle, little buggy, I thought you were dead. Skateboarding alien is gonna ride over top of you. Dead little buggy. Alien squished you. Rise, little buggy. You're trying to get up. You little buggy. He's a mean skateboarding alien. He's such a bully. It's such a beautiful day. I don't want to close the window. It feels so good with that fresh air coming in. It's such a gorgeous day. Gas station log. It's 5 o'clock. It's been a long day. I got here at 10. No, I got here at about 10 till 11. Right about 11 o'clock. And now it is 5 o'clock. You know, it's funny. As soon as I kind of got into the 2, 3, 4 o'clock, whatever, all of a sudden, I was like, well, this isn't out of the ordinary. I'm in my time zone. This is the shift I always work. And I tended to forget about the fact that I came in at 11 and worked another 4 hours before my normal shift. But hey, that's okay. So I was just thinking about something. I was thinking about a conversation, a very important, at least it felt very important conversation I had with Jesus about 8 years ago. And I still believe it. It was one of those conversations that impacted me, and I never looked at the issue the same way again. And you can agree, you can disagree, doesn't matter. I'm just telling you about my experience, about what Jesus told me. One night I was working at the Cracker Barrel doing night maintenance, as I did a lot back in 2010, and very often I would be working there, and Jesus would just show up, and we would talk about stuff, and he would teach me stuff. I remember one night, and specifically, it was a couple of days before my birthday, and I'm like, Jesus, you know what? How can I look at my birthday this year in a new way that gives you glory, and be appreciative of my birthday and stuff like that? And he immediately responded with an answer. And he said, think of it this way. I chose to put you in the world in this time and in this place for my pleasure and my glory and my purpose. Think about that when you enjoy your birthday this year. Ooh, that's good. Oh, yeah. And it forever changed the way I look at my birthday. It forever changed the way that I look at other people's birthdays. When I wish people a happy birthday from now on, I'm like, just remember, God chose to bring you into this world in this time and this place for his pleasure and glory. Enjoy that this year when you have your birthday, kind of thing. And so, Jesus and I used to talk all the time. Another time, he told me that he was going to give me the freedom to pursue my doctorate in theology. I don't know how I'm ever supposed to do that, but apparently God is going to give me the freedom to pursue it someday, which tells me a couple of things. It tells me that I will still have to pursue it. I will have to do the work and put forth the effort. But God will pave the way for me to do it. I just haven't brought myself to... I'm not at a point yet where I can actually start chasing that dream just yet. Another time, God told me, we were having a conversation about how I'll be able to look back at my life. And he showed me a vision that someday I would be a long gray-bearded grandpa sitting in my easy chair, smoking a pipe, big old Gandalf beard, and I would have at least 7 grandchildren come run up to the base of my chair, sit on the floor and say, "Grandpa, tell us a story! Tell us a story, Grandpa!" And I would just tell them some story from my life, because my life is filled with great stories. And God showed me that I had that to look forward to someday. He showed me that someday I would be able to look back on my life and see myself as a published author. Okay. Having had a music career, albeit if short, I'll be able to put that under my belt. Music career, a preacher, a teacher, a pastor. But anyway, to get back to the controversial conversation that we had, and basically, it's a little bit of a controversial issue. At least it's controversial around here. It really isn't controversial anywhere else, but down here in the Southland, it's a bit controversial. Jesus basically came to me and said that the Bible does not teach that we must completely abstain from drinking. And he pointed out, like, lots of different places where the Bible talks about drinking. Mind you, I'm walking around inside a Cracker Barrel at night. I didn't really have access to a Bible, but nevertheless, here is Jesus saying in John chapter 2, you know, Jesus turns water into wine. In Proverbs, Solomon refers to, you know, the drunkard. Don't be a drunkard. Don't be given to drunkenness. In the New Testament, Peter refers to having a sober mind, and Jesus is literally telling me where these things are in the Bible so I could go home and look them up later, which I did. Jesus taught me that the Bible does not say don't drink, or that drinking is a sin. He even went so far as to say that getting drunk is not a sin. Being given to drunkenness is, because then you have let it master you and take control. Having a few drinks and catching a buzz, or even sometimes, you know, you're out with your friends, whatever, assuming you don't do it all the time, getting drunk is not a sin. It's not. And basically Jesus went on to say there is a time and a place for everything. And he said, you know how Ecclesiastes says there's a time for every season under heaven. Well, this falls into that category. And then he showed me the most compelling evidence that it's in the Bible, and it stares you right in the face. You cannot dispute it. In John chapter 2, Jesus goes to the wedding at Cana. We all know the story. They ran out of wine. Jesus reluctantly gets talked into it by his mother, because, you know, even Jesus is like, my mom is trying to get me to do things I don't want to do, but she's my mother, so I love her. I'll humor her. Even Jesus humored his own mother from time to time, because you respect your parents. And that's a good example of that too. Not to the point of sinning. We already know that Jesus was without sin. He did not sin. He also did not enable sin. We know from historical records that weddings back in this period of time in Israel, in Judea, were the kind of celebrations that would often go for a week. So imagine this. It's been 2 or 3, maybe 4 days already at this point. All of the wine is gone. People are drunk. They have been drinking and eating and partying at this feast, festival, wedding for 3 or 4 days. I guarantee you there are drunk people at this wedding. I guarantee you there are people that are absolutely wasted and their friends had to carry them home. And here is Jesus saying, sure, okay, let me just make wine that's even better than the wine that you had before. Well, how can that be? How could Jesus have made better wine at the end of the party than they've had all week if getting drunk is a sin? That is a contradiction of terms. Jesus was without sin, yet he made great wine that while people were already drunk. Seems to me there is a discrepancy here, and it's not Jesus. Jesus is not in error, and the Bible is not in error. Likewise, this is one of those times where you have to look at the fact where if you think you're right, but everybody else is wrong, this is one of those times where maybe you need to question why you're the only one right. Because listen to me, I have lived all over this country, and the only place I have seen such hostile resistance to drinking is here in the South. Up in Illinois, it's not that big of a deal. Out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it was... Okay. It's a drag strip out there. Out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it was commonplace for the pastors to go drink at the bar. And they used it as an opportunity to engage people about Jesus. And they found ways to work it. Just like street ministers go out on the street and witness to people about Jesus. And it is uncanny how they're able to find points to identify and connect with people on the street. I wouldn't have a clue what to say to people on the street. I don't know how to identify with unbelievers on the street, but there are people that are called to that. Likewise, I think that there can be people called to witnessing to people in bars, because drinking alcohol has its place. And this is, and it leads me to the next point, like where else Jesus took this conversation. He said there's a time and a place for everything, and there is a season for everything under heaven. Here's basically the do's and don'ts of drinking. If you are drinking to celebrate life, to bask in the goodness and the glory of God, then there's no problem. If you are at a wedding and drinking to have a great time because it's a cause for celebration, by all means, indulge. You're at a wedding, for God's sake. It's time to celebrate and rejoice in the goodness of God in the world, in people's lives. If you drink to escape the doldrum of your existence because you hate your life and you want to get away from it all, then you might have a problem. That is not what God would consider a good reason to drink. If you drink because you don't know how to function without it, that might not be a good reason either. You're slipping into being a drunkard, given to drunkenness, and being mastered by it. But if you can get off of work, oh, I've had a hard day, I'm going to grab a 6-pack of beer and chill with my friends. And then when it's gone, you can turn it off, go to bed, and go right back to work. And then not do it for another 2 weeks without giving it a second thought. I don't think that's a problem either. Everything that God created is good when used in the right way. I could take that to the next level and ask the question, is smoking pot a sin? Is it bad? Is it wrong? I don't know that I have the answer to that. As long as it's illegal, it is, but at its core, at its foundation, be it inherent of itself, is it? I don't know. I think that's between everybody. I think that's between every individual and Jesus. You know, some people, the Bible even says this, some people are given the freedom to drink alcohol. Others are not. If you feel the conviction on your heart that I'm not supposed to drink, the Bible says, then don't. And it might be a sin if you do, because basically it's not the sin of drinking that is the sin. It is the sin of going against the conviction of the Holy Spirit, whether it's about anything. If you feel that you are free to drink alcohol, then by all means do so to the glory of God. But remember, the Bible also says that you who are free to drink should not lord it over the one who is not. And likewise, the one who is not free to drink should not condemn or chastise those that are, because they can't. So there's something to think about. I've had a lot of weird, intense talks with Jesus about real things. And I'm happy to share. I love telling stories of, things that Jesus has taught me. It's freaking great. Alright. With that, I'm going to go home and drink me some Not Your Father's Root Beer and coffee stout. Because it's good stuff. Alright. Do it to yourself, just you. And that's what really hurts. You do it to yourself, just you. You and no one else. You do it to yourself. You do it to yourself. And that's what really hurts. Gas station log. It's 7:20. The day is almost over. And you know what's interesting? I came in at 10 o'clock this morning. I probably got down here at about 11. And I'm getting off of work at 8. I just worked 10 hours. And to be honest, I didn't even notice. By the time 4 o'clock got here, I just felt like I was working a normal shift. I was like in my time zone. Because that's what I do. I get down here and I get in the zone. And I just I'm in the zone. And so, yeah. I don't know that I'd want to do it every day or very often, but, doing it today, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't even notice that I was here an extra 4 hours. Because, I'm in my box. I'm doing my thing. I'm in the zone. And I run a tighter ship down here than anybody else does. I'll say that much. Alright. It's really windy outside. As you can see, it was sunny and happy today. Now it's dark and gloomy and the wind is picked up. Gas station log. Final entry for May 6th. Well, it's been a long day, but I didn't really notice. It's been a good day. And now I'm gonna go home and have me some drinkies. Yay, buddy! Me, kitty. So to all of you out there, Jesus loves you. And so do I. Goodbye and good night.